My name's Megan Mitchell. When I'm not food styling, shopping, and prepping for various cooking shows, I love cooking for friends and creating new recipes. This is Secrets of a Food Stylist. Hi, I'm Megan Mitchell, and today we are making homemade ricotta. I make them into gnudi, these little dough Italian dumpling balls. They're amazing, and I drizzle them with truffle salt and honey and fried sage. Oh my gosh, I'm hungry just talking about it. Right now we have 3.5 cups of whole milk in here, and we're gonna add some heavy cream, just about 1/2 cup. And I have my pot on a low simmer. I wanna bring it up to 190, and I don't wanna do it too quick because I don't really wanna scald the cream or the milk. And just a pinch of salt. After this comes to 190, I'm gonna add lemon juice. And I'm adding lemon juice because that's actually what curdles the whole mixture. You can use white distilled vinegar if you want more of a smooth, mellow, non-distinct flavor, but I like the lemon juice. It adds a vibrant, fresh flavor to it. Sometimes when you cut a lemon and you squeeze it, you get absolutely nothing out of it. Well, try rolling it. Kind of breaks up the skin a little bit and gets the juices flowing. That's what I like to do to my fruit. I like to get it all hot and bothered so I can cut it up. Check the temp. I'm looking for 190, and it'll look almost like little bubbles come to the top. You don't want it to come to a rolling boil because then your cream can curdle, it can scald on the bottom. It doesn't taste good. Perfect, it's right at 190. I'm gonna turn off my heat and add my lemon juice. It's about 3 tablespoons. Depending on the lemons, I think it'll be about 11.5 for me, depending on how juicy lemons are. What? I meant to do that, no big deal. You can almost see it start to curdle right away. So just stir it to incorporate all the lemon juice and then don't touch it for 5 minutes. Because if you keep agitating it, the curds and the whey won't separate from each other. When babies are really little and they're on formula and they throw up, that's kind of what you want it to look like. It separates, it's white, they'll be oddly chunky, but it's good, it's cheese, I promise you'll want to eat it. It's ricotta, it's just homemade. I'm gonna line my strainer with paper towel. You can do cheesecloth, but I found it didn't yield as much ricotta and it was a little drier. Plus, everyone has paper towels. Cheesecloth is expensive and I don't want you to have to make another trip for this. I want to slowly pour it in. Doesn't that look and sound delicious? The curds in the whey have started to separate. So what'll be left in my strainer is the curds, and below we'll have the whey. I'm gonna let this sit for about 2 hours, and then we're gonna start on my Ricotta Gnudi with truffle salt, fried sage, and honey. Oh, it's gonna be so good. My ricotta's been draining for 2 hours, and it's completely leached out all of the liquid. It's thick and it's creamy. Just like this, it would be great on some toast, but I'm gonna make it even better. I'll make it into gnudi. And this yields about 13 ounces. To this, I'm going to add 1/3 cup of the parm, and you want the parm to be very finely grated. 1/2 cup each of chickpea flour and AP flour. You will get a very, very sticky dough. So you wanna make sure everything in this bowl is combined evenly. I'm gonna refrigerate it for about an hour, and then I can roll it into balls. My dough has chilled for an hour. It makes it a little more manageable. I'm using a tablespoon. I'm just gonna take rounded spoonfuls and kind of roll it around in my hands and immediately dump it into the chickpea flour. And this kind of gives it a nice crust and also makes it a lot easier to handle. It's kind of fun to play with your food. And now that I've formed my gnudi, I'm actually gonna put them back in the refrigerator. This kind of helps everything calm back down if it got a little too warm. If I put them right now into the boiling water, they'll start to disintegrate and they won't cook. So we're gonna refrigerate them for another hour and then cook them. It's worth it, I promise. Stay with me. I have about a couple tablespoons of olive oil up to heat in my skillet. I'm just gonna put these in here. Smell them immediately. It's different than just chopping fresh herbs on top of this dish. I like to crumble this fried sage. Make a noise. This is perfect. Now I have a lot of oil in here. I don't want that all in my gnudi, so I'm actually gonna pour off about all of it, leaving a tablespoon or so. Careful, very hot oil. Once it's cooled, you can infuse salad dressings with it. It's great, it's sage-infused oil. Time to cook these beautiful little gnudis. I'm adding my gnudi to salted water. As you've heard a million times, you want it to taste like the sea. And you're gonna cook this about 6 to 7 minutes until they float to the top. That's when you know they're really done. They'll all float up to the top. While my gnudi is cooking, I'm gonna add some butter to my sage oil. About 3 tablespoons. I mean, butter, cheese, sage, honey, truffle salt. It's kind of indulgent, but it's worth it. My gnudi is floated to the top, which means they're fully cooked. Put them straight into the brown butter. You just want to get a nice crust on the bottom, and then you kind of flip them around and coat them in this sage oil and butter mixture. I said that and I just got happy thinking about that I'm about to eat this. These will only take a couple minutes. They're already cooked through, so I'm just looking to get a nice golden crust and make them nice and crispy. Look at how golden brown that is. That's exactly what I'm looking for. These are very rich and creamy, and to have that crust on the outside just gives it a completely different texture. So when you bite into the middle, it's like you're biting into 2 different things. And it's gnudi time. Once again, I'm using a white plate, but I think it just shows off whatever you're plating. It really showcases what you're about to serve to your guests. Now the honey. It seems weird to be drizzling honey on something savory, but it complements everything perfectly. Truffle salt. I could put truffle salt on a tennis ball and I'd be super psyched to eat it. My crispy sage. And then I'm just gonna put 1 sage leaf on top so everyone knows what herb they're about to eat. This looks really pretty. Now I get to eat it. The best part. I'm done. I'm out. This is unbelievable. The honey, the truffle salt, the gnudi is creamy but cooked through. Please check out the recipe. Subscribe to Hungry. Make it. Enjoy it. I mean, homemade ricotta turned into gnudi.